Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gaming with Blockchain. I'm your host, Yu, and today we're going to be talking about Gnome series. Now, I've done this a few times, introduced the game, and we've had some challenges in trying to understand what's going on in the mechanics. And in fact, they're developing as we go. So, as you're watching this, new developments happening, and I said, okay, let's go a little further this time around. I did a one episode maybe about two weeks ago, just touching base on how to kind of upgrade and where your plane elements will come into place. And then this week, they just recently announced further details in the gameplay and where they're looking to head moving forward, because they're going to be doing a very beta launch of the game itself in August. So they're getting all the little mechanics moving forward. And of course, I had a request from IT Dev's Dreams that he wanted to see, or she, excuse me, wanted to see a little bit more detail on the game. And so here we go. So I did a little test late last night just to see the mechanics of what they've done so far. And if you remember from the previous episodes, it was a little clunky in terms of how to upgrade. You had to kind of send your asset ID in Atomic Hub, and then go through the Atomic Hub, and then come back and send a message over. But at least I think right now they're looking to have everything a little bit more contained, which will be far more intuitive and easier to play the game and move along. So let's take a look at the phase one details. This is what they're moving towards for the Geno City. And they've outlined the general guidelines that would be required to do so. It's closed beta. That's going to happen and playable August 3rd. And you'll need your Wax wallet, how to level up using the smart contract features that are in Atomic Hub, the UI skills, and then you'll be selecting a trainer. So, and unfortunately, you won't be able to change your trainer, which I think they could at least make one change, because you know what? Who says it? You may have new trainers that come on board, or your trainer's just not working out for you. So it would be nice to see if those options do become a little bit more flexible. Then it is player versus player and how the matching skills come along, and they've done their equilibrium in terms of assuring that you're not, or I should say, a player is not battling another player that has extreme skills and extreme level up, so they won't be mismatches happening. And that's, I think, a good fortune in a sense of containing how players associate with each other. And then the story functions will be coming in, and how you'll be receiving these pets, and then you can stake these pets, and those pets can also be associated to the game function in the city. Complex series. There was a new. If you do any searches, and you'll see there's other projects that they're looking to blend into theirs. You submit your working model of what your project is, and if it's approved, the two kind of unite and become a new entity, or a new sub entity. So I think it's an interesting approach to the gaming model. Of course, when new projects come on, everyone wants to have a way of entry point, and how can they be integrated. And this is a new way, this is a great way to do so. And then more information about the city itself. What would it be? So great development. If from the last time, if you've seen the previous video, this has been a major jump in terms of their development process. So now let's take a look at, oops, the apply skills. Let's do that. So I have to log in. I'll also do that here. And so they have I had mentioned before too, they have their own in-game Noken token, and I should say it's not only in game, it is on the exchange. You can purchase it, or I should say actually swap it from Wax. And this is one of the other great things about the EOS blockchain itself. And you have Wax and all the sub tokens, you can have them swappable. And in order to have the ability to upgrade, you have to be able to stake your at least 100 Noken, and then that'll be it. Then that allows you to have the ability to upgrade your NFTs. and they can unstake at any time. It's not something that's locked at any permanent timeline or anything like that. So I've already done the process because, like I said, I've tested what this feature is about and wanted to work it and see that it's working well. So here, what you see here now is all the eligible skills that I have in my wallet and how they're, what they are, and I mean, I'm not sure what the color distinctions. I have yet to figure that part out and why, they're all in these different colors, but you don't have to associate the color match to to your NFT match of a gnome. So I think that's clear. If I have a green gnome, it doesn't have to be with a green upskill, which is just interesting to know though why the color variance is, just out of curiosity. Now some of them are not displaying, I'm not sure why, but as you can see here, this is all the skills that are available. And then below you have the soda, which I haven't utilized. And even below that, then I have the edgeable gnomes that I can upgrade. And these are the ones I just looked into and purchased, which is the chemist gnome. And then some other ones that, again, for whatever reason, they're not displaying. Not sure why, which is unfortunate. Sometimes a bit of a refresh issue. There we go. Um, and then these are all the other gnomes. So now you could upgrade your base gnome, as you see the base card here. You can see all the levels that are there. What's it standing, any skill and experience that it has, and this is all going to be applicable in the game once it comes around. So I'll see if I could find the one I did last night. There we go. So of course I chose hockey simply because it is a playoff, so why not? And in doing so, I worked with the base card, and I applied a one-up skill to it. So what I had done, I applied one of these one-up skills, kind of applicable to hockey, being like not so much speed but agility. And we're going to now apply another one. Let's get back here before it gets a little too dizzy. So what happens is that you can see the total experience, and then this total experience is matching the skill card that's there. So I now have a level of 1 out of 35, 35 being the max that I can do. I could go back and you'll see how they break down the skills, and once you look into this as well, I'll put that in the show notes of the GNOME series. So we're going to try to level this up one more time, another level forward. So there you can see it's combat that I added. I can do defense, intelligence, willpower, and so forth. So we're going to find another random one. Maybe let's go for defense if I have one. And let's see. I could go all the way to the top, and I think I could search defense. There we go. So that's nice. Well, I don't have defense. Oh. Well, that sucks for hockey, right? Let's see what else I have. Okay, I could do some speed. So I'm going to select speed. Now it's ready to go. And then I'm going to apply it to level up. So the speed, let's go back there. Sorry guys, just to make it a little too nauseously unattractive here. What I didn't mention is now the value. So it was one experience that's going to be added to the hockey gnome, and what's going to happen is this experience card now will be burned. So I'll go back. I think it would be better if these were side by side, but we'll see how that changes. And we're going to now select level up, confirm it on the contract, and go approve. And I say success, close. So of course, you probably have to go through the refresh and give it a little bit of time on the chain. Type in the hockey. Hockey, there you go. And there you can see the level has changed. I only have the level because this gnome doesn't have speed as an option, but just for display purposes to see. It was a 1x. I didn't want to risk more than that at this point as we're learning how the game is played out. But you can imagine that other areas with where the gnome has speed, I can then add speed to it. But I do receive total. I still receive a value of the skill, but it's not assigned to any experience specifically. So you can see now that this is a lot clearer than the initial launches that they had before, and they're going through the fine tuning process. And I think it's going to be quite fun. I think it's going to have its own variances, like a lot of games. It's define their own niche, and then it'd be a matter of determining, okay, how they upgrade, how they blend things together, how are you battling it out with other gnomes. What does the city have to do with anything? And they're supposed to have some adventures and some quests. So I think it will be something that's quite dynamic in their own way. So I hope IT devs dreams. I provided you the kind of shout out that you're requesting. I think is an interesting project. Everybody else, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Also, thank you for following and sharing. Thanks for all those comments. With the previous venting video about bots, yeah, just had it as much as I can, and I think all these projects are doing all the best I can to kind of address it. But we'll win the battle at some point, sometime. So until next time, take care and enjoy. Thanks.